Hi guys, welcome to our channel. This is Django Coder. This video is a part 1 of our C# tutorial series, and we're going to be installing Visual Studio, which is a software for coding and running C# applications. If this is your very first encounter with programming, I would recommend our 3-part programming basics tutorial, which is on our channel, to get you started on some basic concepts. This tutorial will be a little fast-paced, as its main purpose is to prepare us to better understand MVC.NET tutorial coming next. Hence, we'll quickly run through the basics, which will be similar to what you might have encountered with other programming languages. Then, we'll spend more time explaining some advanced concepts like delegates and lambda expressions, generics and events, Microsoft Link, and asynchronous programming. So what exactly is C#? C# is an object-oriented programming language that was created by Microsoft, which runs on a framework known as .NET. It is similar to other programming languages like Java. Hence, if you already know Java, you're several steps ahead. The first version of the language was released in 2002, which is the version 1, and since then, there has been several updated versions. This tutorial is going to focus on the version that was released in 2022, C# version 10, running on .NET 6.0 framework. Some of the applications that C# is used for include mobile and desktop apps, web application and services, VR, games, and database applications. Like I said earlier, Visual Studio is a software that we'll be using. It has a Windows version and a Mac OS version. We're first going to demonstrate using a Windows machine, after which the Mac OS version will be uploaded. So if you're using a MacBook, you'll be able to follow along in the tutorial for Mac users coming soon. To get started with the Visual Studio installation, go to your Windows search bar and type Visual Studio. Select the option that says Visual Studio 22. Going to the link in this way will ensure you go to the correct website. So next, you go to the download. There are several ones for different purposes, but we'll be going with the free community version. Click that. The installer will be downloaded. Open the downloaded file from wherever your browser stores it. And it's going to ask you if you want this app to make changes on your system. Select yes. Then the installation will start. Takes a while. Then you click continue and you wait for the installation to finish. For the setup, there are different choices, but the most important are the ASP.NET Web Development and the .NET Desktop Development. Python is optional, as I prefer to use other IDEs for Python, but you can select Python. You might see different buttons because mine is already installed before recording this video, but click whichever button you see that will continue the installation process for you. Next is to launch the software. After which we create a new project, which will be a console app, since we're writing a simple C# program. It's going to be the very first option. You select console app, and next we'll name our program Hello World. At this point in the history of programming, it will be almost an offense to learn a language without writing a Hello World program. So next is the .NET 6.0. That's going to be the most recent version with the long-term support. We create the project. The project window will open with our very first command that will simply print Hello World to the screen. Because C# is a console application, it uses console.writeLine to print the output in a console window. We'll talk more about that in part 2 of this series. Click Run, and then we'll see the console window open and display our string Hello World. Next, let's change text to say Hello World. We are learning C#. Then click Run. In the console window, we can see that the text has changed. What is now being displayed is Hello World, we are learning C Sharp. So, congratulations on running your first C Sharp program. If this was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be notified as we roll out the other parts of this series and the Mac OS version.